Okay, this is our final lesson, 2.6 in lesson unit 2, writing expressions. So if we want to write an expression, they are helping us to create an equation, actually. And algebraic equations have an unknown. That's our variables that we are talking about, variables that change. So we assign variables, which are letters, to set up an equation for us. So these are typical word problems. So whenever we see certain words, they mean certain functions. So when you see the word increased, that means adding. When you see the word decreased, that means subtracting. When you see the word timesing, that means multiplying. Now, multiplying, you write them side by side. So they sit side by side. It means multiplying. Okay, side by side means multiply. Oh, it froze again? Okay, hang on. And we're back. Okay. So side by side, when things are stuck side by side, like they're glued together, that means multiplying. So these two means 2 times A. That's what it actually means, 2 times A. All right, so again, when we see the word increased is always adding. Plus is adding. Plus is adding. Now we're going to look at the other items that mean subtracting. So decreased means subtracting. Lowest sale price, $5 off. So the money number isn't the important part. The part that means that we're reducing is off the lowest sale price. If you want a number off, that means you are subtracting.
Is this like algebra?
It is.
Oh my god, I hate algebra.
Minus is subtracting. You're good at it though.
Why do we need to put letters and numbers together?
Sometimes it gets confusing, but you're actually pretty good at it.
I don't think those should go together.
All right. The next one says divided. Whoopsie. Divided. Divided, we show our divide sign. Times is multiplying. Okay, let's take a look at the next page. Turn it over. It says Pascal is doing some research on a project on careers using 12 books from home. He signs out 4 from the library. How many does he have altogether? Well, we could do it in a couple ways. Here they're actually creating an equation for it. They're saying N is the number of books, okay, the total number of books. That's what they said. Create a number sentence for N. So the missing number is N. You could have chose any number, W, X, Y, Z. It really doesn't matter. So that's right. Sorry. Choose any letter. So if you've got 12 books from one spot and 4 that you sign up from the library, you're going to add them together to get the total, which is 16. So you could do a couple different ways. You could have done 12 plus 4 equals what? That is one statement you could do, which means what's your missing letter? I could label it anything I want. Okay, so you're labeling what the unknown is. Our unknown is the answer in this case. In this one, the unknown is our answer. It is not always our answer. Sometimes it's a number being used to find our answer. For example, if I say 3 timesing a number equals 15. Oh, wow. So in these couple examples, I just showed you how you can work backwards to solve for your answer. So the big fat dot in the middle there, that's another way we say timesing. Those mean the same thing. We are multiplying. All right, turn your page. It says Keisha is working on a science project. She's got some books signed out and she returned 5 books to the library. She has 6 books left over. How many did she originally have? So she had lots of books. She gave back 5 to the library and she still has 6. That's what that's telling us. All right, so we have an unknown again. So our unknown can be used any letter you want. You could use the letter E, F, G, doesn't matter. So I have E subtracting 5. The subtract 5 means you took numbers back to the library. All right, so I've got my unknown, and it says I have a total, and it says I return 5 books. That's my returning 5 books back to the library. So this is my total number of books, and then this is what I've got left over. I've got 6 left over. So how many would I had to start with? Well, again, this is a work backwards kind of situation. What is the opposite of subtracting?
Multiplying.
Adding, right, exactly. So work backwards doing the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my equation. I'm going to say E subtract 5 equals 6. They already did this here. That's written there for you. If I'm not sitting with you, you can read them and it shows you how to solve it. I'm doing it with you right now. So we would take our 5 to the other side because I want to solve for my letter E. To make it go across the equal sign, we got to zero pair it, which means we got to make it disappear. So to make it disappear, you got to do the opposite sign. If something's being a negative or subtracted, you got to add it. So that means I got to add it to both sides. Okay? So that now is gone on the left.
I think it's frozen again.
And I get E is equal to 11. So that means I started with 11 books. Okay, you can see the steps working backwards. When you subtract, you need to add it to make it disappear. On the left-hand side, when you do that, that part disappears. That's how you get the letter E or whatever letter you choose. That's how you get it all by itself. And the only thing you want in front of it is a hidden positive 1 that says I have 1 E. Okay, so that means my total number of books that I started with is 11. Okay, so we work backwards. Let's look at the next question. So it says, for his birthday, Keith received 7 CDs. He now has 15. So we could say 7 plus something equals 15. So how much he has at home? Okay, so total number of CDs he has is 15. So what letter do you want to use this time?
5.
Letter.
Oh. X.
All right, we'll use X. So we've got 7 plus something is equal to 15. Well, we got to work backwards. How do I get rid of the 7? I subtract it. So I subtract the 7, subtract the 7. I get X equals 8. That means he's got 8 books left, or 8 CDs that he had originally at home. Okay, Sammy spent $6 on lunch. He has $13 left over. How much did he have before he had lunch? So that means we have a total,
19.
subtract lunch, which was $6. Okay, subtract lunch now equals $13. So we have something, I'm going to use W.
I think it's open.
So our total, subtract our lunch money, equals $13 left over. Well, again, we're going to work backwards. So working backwards, the opposite of subtracting is adding. So we're going to add 6 and add 6. A lot of these we can do in our head and just say, oh, the number's 19. But if I say show your work, you got to tell me how you got the 19. So we would say our total number is $19 that he had starting with. So $19 to start. All right, turn your page.